In October 2017, Claire Whitmore, owner of a beloved flower shop in the quiet town of Willow Creek, Oregon, vanished without a trace. Her car was in the driveway. Her phone and wallet sat on the kitchen counter. The only clue, her garden gate was left open. Claire never left her garden gate open. Claire Whitmore, 38, was a fixture in her community. She ran Petal and Fern, a flower shop known for its charm and Claire's infectious warmth. Friends described her as compassionate, soft-spoken, and the kind of person who remembered everyone's birthday. Raised by her grandmother after her parents' tragic death, Claire had rebuilt her life in Willow Creek after moving there in the early 2000s. By all accounts, she had no enemies, no scandal, no secrets. Or so it seemed. When Claire didn't open her shop by 9 a.m., her friend and neighbor, Debbie Marlowe, grew concerned. By mid-morning, Claire's absence was the talk of the town. Debbie entered Claire's house through the unlocked back door. Nothing was out of place. The kettle had been recently used. Her purse, phone, and keys were on the table. But Claire was gone. There were no signs of forced entry. No signs of struggle. Her dog, Rue, was still in the yard, restless, whining by the back fence. Then police noticed the garden gate was unlatched. Oregon State Police launched a full-scale search within 48 hours. Drones, bloodhounds, and search parties scoured nearby woods and trails. Nothing turned up. Investigators initially suspected a random abduction or targeted robbery. But there was no forensic evidence to support either theory. Then came the bank records. Over the previous 6 months, Claire had quietly withdrawn nearly $40,000 from her savings account. Detectives also discovered multiple calls to an untraceable burner phone. It was the first sign that Claire's life might not have been as serene as it appeared. 3 weeks after Claire vanished, a Sacramento woman named Elena Ramirez contacted police. She claimed she knew Claire, but by a different name. Her name was Anna Lee Whitaker, Elena said. We met at a women's shelter in 2003. She was running from someone. Elena described a history of domestic abuse, specifically from Claire's former fiancé, Michael Trent, a man with a violent past and a long paper trail. Claire, then Anna, had vanished from the shelter overnight and resurfaced years later as Claire Whitmore in Oregon. She had successfully erased her past, until now. Michael Trent was living in Spokane, Washington. When questioned, he admitted to knowing Claire and their engagement, but denied any recent contact. He insisted he had moved on with his life. But his alibi for October 17th was weak, and cell tower data placed him in northern Oregon just days before Claire vanished. Still, there was no physical evidence connecting him to the disappearance. No fingerprints. No surveillance. No witnesses. That is, until a chance discovery broke the case. In February 2018, a local hunter checking trail cams near an old logging road found something odd, a grainy image of a man carrying what looked like a large bag near an abandoned cabin. Detectives searched the area. Near the cabin, they discovered remnants of a fire, cigarette butts, and buried in a shallow grave beneath moss and pine needles, human remains. Dental records confirmed it was Claire Whitmore. Cause of death: a lethal overdose of sleeping pills and sedatives. The coroner ruled it suspicious, possibly self-administered under duress or forced. Nearby, under a log, they found Claire's necklace, one she wore every day. It was engraved, always. Michael Trent was arrested days later. During interrogation, he cracked. He claimed he found Claire after hiring a private investigator. Said he only wanted closure, that he offered her a drink to help her calm down when she panicked. He admitted to lacing it with sleeping pills. He left her when she became unresponsive. When he returned and found her dead, he panicked, buried her, burned evidence, and fled. He insisted it was an accident. Trent was charged with involuntary manslaughter, unlawful disposal of human remains, and obstruction of justice. While packing up Claire's home, Debbie discovered a letter hidden under a loose floorboard. Dated a week before her disappearance, Claire wrote, "If anything happens to me, it's not random. I think he found me. I've been watching the shadows. I tried to leave that part of my life behind, but the past doesn't forget. To the people I love, thank you for giving me something worth living for, even when I was afraid." 10. The aftermath. a town changed. Michael Trent was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Claire's flower shop was transformed into a community garden in her honor. At its center stands a plaque engraved with her words, "Grow love where there is fear." The garden gate is still there, left slightly ajar. Some say it's symbolic. Others leave it that way on purpose. In Willow Creek, they remember Claire Whitmore not as a victim, but as a survivor of loss, of violence, and of reinvention. A woman whose life bloomed quietly, until her disappearance revealed the roots of a story no one saw coming.